Brandi Glanville calls 911, rushed by ambulance to hospital. Brandi Glanville of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fame has been keeping fans up to date after suffering what she believes is a facial parasite. Recently, a recent update shared that the star had been rushed to the hospital. Fans are also taking the time to send their thought and prayers, and even some advice, amid the news. Brandi Glanville shared a recent health update with fans. For many fans, Glanville is best known for appearing on various seasons of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She's also appeared on The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip and The Traitors. In her personal life, she was married to Eddie Cibrian from 2001 to 2010. Recently, Glanville has been documenting health issues with fans on social media. The star claimed that alleged parasites have caused her to deal with facial disfigurement. Taking to X, Glanville recently shared another health update with fans, revealing that she had called 911 emergency services after having problems moving. In the post she wrote, "My head and neck would not move for 4 hours this morning. I could not get out of my bed. I called 911, had a lovely trip in the ambulance. Now I am at this amazing place after sitting in a wheelchair in the waiting room for 4 hours." In a follow-up post, Glanville added, "I hate this place but should be another fun ambulance bill." This post included images of a Kaiser permanent form and what appeared to be Glanville's arm attached to IVs as she lied down in a hospital gown. Earlier this month, Glanville spoke with Us Weekly over the financial toll her attempts to treat her parasite has taken on her. At the time she shared, "I'm out of funds, I'm out over 6 figures at this point. I don't have the means to go anywhere at this point. I'm online every day, going down a different rabbit hole. It's exhausting, it's all-consuming." As previously reported, Glanville turned to botched star Dr. Terry Dubrow for help. Speaking with Us Weekly, Dubrow noted, "I can tell you something, Brandi has been significantly affected by whatever this mysterious illness is, and I'm trying to help her." Some fans shared health advice and similar stories with the Real Housewives star. At the time, the botched star shared, "People need to give her grace. She's brave and tough, and she's going through a very difficult time." Dubrow added, "I tell her because we text frequently. I see her ultimately, not too far away, hopefully on the other side of this." He continued, "I think once we get a diagnosis, and we get a treatment plan, that we can get on the other side of it." With Glanville's recent update, fans been sharing their sympathies in the comments. A few fans even shared some advice with what they think she should do. Some comments also included, "It was supposed to be a quiet Friday evening, or at least as quiet as life ever gets for Brandi Glanville." The Real Housewives alum had spent most of the day at home, sending cheeky tweets, sipping white wine, and lounging around in her favorite cashmere sweatpants. Friends later said Brandi had been in good spirits, joking about a new project she had manifested into existence, teasing that the next chapter of her life was about to be her best yet. But as night fell over Los Angeles, everything changed. Sources close to Brandi tell us she began feeling weird around 8 p.m., "She wasn't making sense," shared one insider. "She was texting friends but her messages were all jumbled. It wasn't like her, not even Brandi after 2 glasses of Sauvignon Blancs." At first, her friends chalked it up to exhaustion. After all, Brandi had been working non-stop, filming a podcast, developing a skincare line, and even quietly auditioning for a surprise reality comeback. But when she started experiencing numbness in her hands and a pounding sensation in her chest, Brandi knew something was seriously wrong. Shaky and scared, she grabbed her phone and did what anyone would. She called 911. The dispatcher reportedly described Brandi's voice as panicked and slurring. She struggled to explain her symptoms but managed to gasp out her address. Emergency responders were immediately dispatched to her home in the Hollywood Hills. Within minutes, sirens pierced the night. Neighbors peered out from their windows, alarmed to see flashing red lights flooding the normally sleepy street. Brandi's gate buzzed open as paramedics raced up her driveway. She was conscious but barely, a source on the scene tells us. She kept saying, "I don't feel right, I don't feel right." She looked terrified, not like the tough Brandi you see on TV. Paramedics quickly assessed her vitals and determined she needed to be rushed to the hospital, fast. As they loaded her onto a stretcher, Brandi managed a weak thumbs up to the worried crowd that had gathered outside her home. She didn't want to make a scene, a friend says. Classic Brandi. Even when she's literally being wheeled into an ambulance, she's thinking about everyone else, trying not to scare anyone. But behind that brave face, sources say Brandi was deeply afraid. Those closest to her reveal she had been privately battling stress for months, particularly after a string of legal headaches and personal heartbreaks. The mounting pressure may have finally taken its toll. At the hospital, doctors wasted no time running tests. Blood work, CT scans, heart monitoring. Brandi was poked and prodded under bright fluorescent lights while the minutes dragged into hours. She was scared it was a stroke, a source close to the star confided. That's why she called 911 herself. She thought, if I wait, I might not wake up. Early reports from the hospital suggest Brandi suffered a medical emergency related to dehydration and severe anxiety, though doctors are continuing to investigate other potential causes. She's lucky she called when she did, a healthcare worker at the hospital whispered. Timing saved her. Meanwhile, news of Brandi's hospitalization spread like wildfire across social media. Fans flooded her Instagram with prayers and well wishes, while fellow Bravo stars reached out behind the scenes. One insider said Real Housewives veterans like Kyle Richards and Lisa Vanderpump even quietly texted her team asking for updates, despite their famously rocky histories with Brandi. Say what you want about the drama, a source laughed. But when it really matters, these women show up for each other. By dawn, Brandi was reportedly alert and cracking jokes with hospital staff, true to form. She even posted a cheeky selfie from her hospital bed on X, formerly Twitter, captioning it, "Not how I planned my Friday night. Still the drama queen, I guess #send wine." Doctors are keeping her for observation and running a few more tests before clearing her to go home. Insiders say she's expected to make a full recovery, but she's been warned to slow down, something that's never exactly been Brandi's style. She's a fighter, but she's also stubborn, one friend sighed. She wants to be everywhere, do everything, prove everyone wrong. But sometimes your body says enough, even when your mind refuses to listen. It's not the first health scare for Brandi. Fans might recall she was hospitalized last year after collapsing during filming for a reality show, an incident she later blamed on heat exhaustion and bad luck. This time, however, those close to her believe it was a perfect storm of stress, anxiety, and sheer exhaustion. She gives 200% to everything, but she's not superhuman, a family member pointed out. Brandi has been through a lot lately. The public only sees a fraction of it. As for what's next, insiders say Brandi is already talking about using this health scare as a wake-up call. She wants to get healthier physically and mentally, one source said. She's even thinking about doing a full wellness retreat, yoga, therapy, the works. It might even become part of her next TV project. Because if there's one thing everyone can agree on, it's that Brandi Glanville doesn't stay down for long. She's like a cat with 9 lives, joked one friend. And every time she comes back swinging, sharper, funnier, and more unfiltered than ever. For now, fans are just relieved that the former housewife is safe, healing, and true to form, already planning her next chapter from her hospital bed. Would you also like a shorter, more tabloid-style version too?